Good evening, everyone, from whichever part of the world you are joining us from. Everyone seems to talk about adversity and challenges and problems because we live in a world that's filled with adversity. For instance, today I saw an article somebody wrote on Facebook, and then he was talking about a certain prolific music director by the name T.G. Omori. Let me just read you a few verses from his writing. Okay, so this gentleman is called Chukwudi Iwu. Okay, so he wrote this brilliant article. So he said T.G. Omori, a prolific music director who is popularly known in the industry circle as charging in dollars for his craft, is currently fighting for his life after a failed kidney plant. So he goes ahead to say that all his guys and hangers out who used to hail him, Chairman, Baba, Odogu, in return for the money gifts that he showers on them, they are nowhere to be found. He says his girlfriends, babies, and side chicks who used to bill him have moved on with next victim. Then he actually makes some very powerful conclusions. He said, man is only surrounded by his family and a few loyal friends. Friends who stick around closer than a brother. And then he says, human beings are terrible and selfish by nature. And that is why people don't really like you like that. They only like you because they are benefiting from you today and what you are giving them. Once the bread sharing is over, because the bakery has been shut down, they move to the next victim because it is the nature of humans to behave so. When I read this, I actually felt very sad. I really felt very sad for this gentleman. But you see, adversity is a fact of life. Type that in the comment section. Adversity is a fact of life. Adversity, and the sooner you learn this, because that is the reason our young people put their hands in so many things, because we were not taught from the beginning that adversity is a normal fact of life. And so many people spend their whole life fighting adversity instead of embracing it, because embracing adversity is how you grow. And so many people talk about adversity like the one that I just read to you, but not many people actually talk about how to deal with adversity in our today's world. And because this life is filled with adversities and different kinds of challenges, if you don't have that skill, that competency to deal with adversity, you are going to fail. You're going to have very, very serious frustration in life. So that's why we are dealing with the 3 core mental strengths, because when you face adversity, and as you go day by day, actually, even when you are not facing adversity, you need these 3 core mental strengths. Okay? So everybody type, adversity is a fact of life. Absolutely, it's a fact of life. And then the sooner you come to terms, to peace with the fact that adversity is a fact of life, the better for you. So let's go right into the presentation. Okay, and then I will share very quickly the 3 mental strengths, and as I share them, you will also have a chance to understand how to deal with adversity by calling on these mental strengths. See, because as humans, we have been given mental strengths, the mental bandwidth, the mental muscle to be able to deal with all the things that come at us, in this side of life. Okay, so the 3 core mental strengths. Who am I and why am I doing this? I feel strongly called to this generation to remind this generation of the things that our fathers and forefathers used to know, the things that our ancestors, the values that helped them to live very, very successful, peaceful lives in all ramifications. Because we think that we live in a fast-moving technological age. We seem to think that we can override the basic principles of life and the basic values of life. We cannot. Our education cannot do it. You're being very savvy with technology cannot do it. And you see, because if you look around the world today, the quality of life is constantly going down because we are not living true to these values. So I woke up a month ago and asked myself, if I had only 1,000 days to live, what was I going to, and I had to impart valuable lessons to the world, what was I going to teach the world? So I focused on 3 core areas of my interest, of my competency, and the 3 core areas where I have identified the biggest problems in the world. So the very first one is financial independence, because all over the world is a big subject. In every population, in every country, less than 10% of every population is actually financially stable. It's very, very scary. So even in America, that I just came back from not long ago, and I go there quite often, you would expect that everybody is prosperous. But I remembered in those early days I was going to America 20 years ago or so. And then I remember I was walking along the streets of San Diego. I had a conference at the San Diego Convention Center, and I was staying at the Marriott. So I was taking a walk past this Bank of America, in that I think it's Bank of America, one of these banks, along the street, and I saw homeless people. It was culture shock to me. I say, homeless people in America, and then the what I found strange was in Africa, like there was this homeless guy. He was playing a guitar in San Diego by the streets, and then he had a cup in front of him that people could put some money. They could give him some money and all that. But people, you watch people pass and nobody put money there. Okay, but being African, and then because we have the heart, I put some money, for him there. But for me, it was culture shock. There was so much poverty. I was also at Columbus, Ohio, saw so much poverty, homelessness. I was also in Atlanta, Georgia, so much poverty all over the place, and then drugs and all that. So it's a universal problem, the problem of not being financially stable, and it's throwing down homes, it's throwing down all kinds of, so everywhere you come to Nigeria, you go to Ghana, you go to Sierra Leone, go to all these different places I have been, you have serious issues of poverty. So I said, in 1,000 days, I'm going to help people to achieve financial freedom, financial independence, where you can be self-reliant. And if you run into an emergency, you don't have to start, panicking, because you can deal with it. Secondly, I am very, very interested in scaling businesses. I have been blessed to work with Stanford University as business advisor in their Stanford Seed program. And so I've worked with more than 150 businesses across different industries in 12 to 15 countries, 12 different countries. So I've learned a little bit, okay? I've taught so many business leaders, hundreds of them, business owners at the prestigious Lagos Business School. So I know a thing or two about growing businesses. So, and then the third thing that we will focus on every day is the family. I want to bring back the family. I want to bring back family. I want to bring back the family values that we all know across the world, whether it's in Senegal, we are known for that. In Africa, we are known for the Ubuntu philosophy. We are known for the extended family system. But these things are breaking down, because we are absorbing very, very contrary values. And then you see, if you have 100 children in a room, and you're talking to 100 children in a room, More than half come from divorced or separated homes or very unhappy homes. That is terrible. That is not good. That has to be changed. And I remember talking to one child like that. The mother is a medical doctor. The father, they divorced, separated long time ago. The boy was so suicidal of every time. And then he did not know where these thoughts are coming. So I want to stop that. In the next 1,000 days, we will be dealing with issues surrounding family, relationships, parenting, bringing back children, of love in marriage. So that is why we are doing that. So today, we are focusing on the 3 core mental strengths. So, what are the 3 core mental strengths? Okay, so there are different kinds of mental strengths, but there are 3 core mental strengths. If you have this, you have all the rest. And everybody needs to pay attention to this. And this is something for you who are parents here. You also want to go back, make sure you teach your children, because there's something we call adversity quotient. Your adversity quotient, just like you have your intelligence quotient, is the degree to which you are able to handle adversity, because you have a very strong emotional intelligence. And then you have very, very strong mental strengths. So there are 3 core mental strengths. The first one is self-awareness. Okay, so type it in the comment section. Remember, this is a coaching session, is not a teaching or seminar. So I would like you to interact. I'm looking at the chat, at the comment section as we speak. And then those of you in YouTube, please do the same thing. Those of you watching from YouTube, do the same thing. Interact. When you hear something, type it in the comment section. All right, and that helps your nervous system to embrace it, to make it yours. Okay, so there are 3 core mental strengths: self-awareness, resilience, and adaptability. And if you are just joining and you have not shared this live broadcast, take a moment. I'll give you 15 seconds. Go to that little button that says shares and then share it. Then come to the comment section and type shared. It's a ritual. We do that every day. So if you're part of this, so the most you can do, because this is something I usually charge thousands of dollars for companies to teach them this, to teach their leaders this, to develop their leaders. I do that for MTN. I've done that for Flutterwave. I've done that for different kinds of, and they pay, but I'm giving it to you for free. And all I'm demanding is let other people hear about it. Let other people hear about it. And 2 things I'm demanding: practice it. Number 2, teach it. Teach it to your colleagues, to your friends, to your neighbors. Don't keep it to yourself, because as you share, that's how it becomes very, very much core lessons of your life. And then the second thing is just share it. Click the share button and say, join us live or something. Just say something. You need to be here. You need to listen to this. You need to watch this. Just share it right now, please, and then type shared in the comment section. So everyone, please share this. Let more people get to know about it. All right. So let's take the very first one. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. I just want you to repeat that quietly. Just mutter that quietly where you are. Self-awareness. So this is a core mental strength, because any man or woman who is self-aware has a very, very strong foundation of mental strength. Because if you do not know who you are, things just come and then sweep you away. But when you know yourself, you are self-aware, you know who you are, you know you are royal, you are a king, you know you are, a complete human being lacking in nothing. You stand a better chance to withstand the things coming at you. When you also understand who you are, you have more than 86 billion cells in your brain. You have perhaps 3 trillion cells in your body all working. You have a heart that is beating. You have a brain that can solve any problem that has ever happened to human beings. When you know who you are and how you are built, when you actually believe that you were not designed to fail, because none of us, the human machine, was not designed to fail, in spite of the experiences we see around us every day. When you are self-aware, the ability to understand your own thoughts, your own emotions, how you function, to understand what motivates you, to understand your strengths and your weaknesses, that is powerful. You will be able to withstand adversity much more strongly. You see, there's a reason that the ancient Greeks used to say, man, know thyself. Type that in the comment section. Man, know thyself. There's a reason. Because if you don't know who you are not going to do well. Okay? So you need to be able to know, who am I? Why am I here? Core questions to ask. Who am I? You are not a doctor. You are not an accountant. You are not a lawyer. You are not somebody's father or mother. Who is the you? Before you became accountant, who was the you? So you can't be an accountant. So know who you are. Why am I here? Why was I born? What's your purpose? Are you just here? See, if you are self-aware, nothing can trip you. So it allows you to make conscious choices. It allows you to regulate your emotions and to learn from your own experiences so that you will not repeat the mistakes of your past. So let me give you a quick application of how this works, how this worked in my life, very, very powerfully. All right, so when I turned 50, I did an exercise. I took half a day alone with myself. There was no birthday celebration, no cakes, nothing. And then I sat down by myself alone and said, what were the things that served me in the first 50 years of my life that I will import into my next 50 years? And I made a list. The other time, I now asked myself the same day, what were the things that did not serve me in the first 50 years of my life that I must never import into the second 50 years of my life? And it was such a powerful exercise. Because the truth is, if you don't learn from that, if you don't take a look and see those things that did not serve you in your first 50 years, or whether you are 25 years listening to me, or 34 years, or 40 years listening to me, it's the same thing. You don't have to wait until you are 50 like me to ask yourself, what served you? What didn't serve you? Because if you continue to do the things that did not serve you, alcohol did not serve you, living a promiscuous, immoral life did not serve you, pornography did not serve you, for instance. It didn't serve me. Okay, so why would you think that if it didn't serve you in the 40 years of your life, that it will serve you in the next? Are you getting value? Are you getting value from what I'm saying? Type value. Type massive value. Everyone type massive value if you're getting value here in the comment section. Okay, so the second core mental strength is resilience. Okay, say it to yourself, resilience. Don't worry, I can hear it, from my spirit. Just say it out, resilience. This is a coaching session. It is not a teaching. It's not a seminar. So I'd like you to participate. So even though we are not together, when I say something, repeat after me, say it. And then you're actually going to feel the energy of the words, because every word carries energy. So I want you to pump your fist, okay? You can't see me because for some reason, Facebook doesn't allow my face to show when my slide is showing. So I just want you to pump your fist this and say resilience, and say it with strength. And then type in the chat what happened when you did it. So resilience is your ability to bounce back from challenges, from setbacks, from adversity. Can you imagine the earthworm? Because I studied zoology for my first degree. If you cut an earthworm, an earthworm, if you cut an earthworm into 2 or 3, if you cut an earthworm into 3 parts, it becomes 3 earthworms. The same thing happens in many other animals and then plants. You cut them, they regenerate. That's the amazing, how amazing thing for lower life. How much more human beings? Why is it that it's only human beings, when they fall down, you think that you're supposed to, But Job, the sufferer, said that there is a spirit in man, and is it the inspiration of the Almighty or something gives him life? No. The one I'm talking about, he said that there is hope for a tree, that when it is cut down, he said at the scent of water, it comes up again. I have seen it over and over. Trees that we cut down in our country home, back in the village. There's this eucalyptus tree. We cut it, and then even the guy put nails on it. By the time I went back to the country home, the thing had regrown. Then the same thing happens with moringa. Has any of you seen moringa tree? Moringa, you plant it, the thing is so resilient to weather, to everything. And then human beings, then when small breeze, small adversity comes our way, we lose all our money, our business fails, or maybe, we have adversity in our marriage. The children are driven home because they couldn't pay school fees. And then we just wilt. But we are human beings made in God's image. We are powerful. You have a spirit. You have a brain with more than 86 billion cells. Is it actually billion or billion cells working? And then small cold blows on you and then you can't come back. No. So that's why we talk about resilience. You have to be resilient because this world is tough. You got to be resilient. I mean, people like us who are very visible in social media, you will hear all kinds of things. People come to comment. Some of you who follow me, you hear all kinds of horrible, toxic comments. People come in there, they look at my whatever, and they say some horrible things. They say, oh, you are gay. And you are like, from what? On what basis? I've seen that. On what basis? Who are these human beings? Where are they coming from? And then some other people will come there, they tell you, oh, sir, you don't know what you're talking about. These are little children who are not even as old as my youngest child. They are there, abusing me for nothing, for just sharing wisdom. I'm sure some of you see all those comments. This one said, sir, why are you gay in your old age? What has that got to do with what I'm talking about? So what is gay, about that, about just stupid, baseless comment. So if you're not resilient, you're not going to do well. Because when people just come, they say some negative things about you, or they come at you with some scandal. Like my friend, one girl went at him, and she became pregnant and then said he was the one, just because she was trying to force the man to marry her. Terrible things people go through. Some assassinate your name, your character, and all that. So if you're not resilient, if you don't have that mental fortitude to persevere through difficult times, to persevere through opposition, when people are opposing you, when the situation is opposing you, when for 6 months you've been looking for a job and you don't have, it's lack of resilience that makes people go into depression and then hurt themselves. So resilience is important. Okay, so let's go quickly to number 3. Okay, so the number 3 is adaptability. So say it with me. Like I said, even though I'm not seeing you. And by the way, if you are just joining us and then you have not shared this and you are getting value, pause right now. It takes you only 5 seconds to click that share button. If you are watching this in YouTube, do the same thing. Share it. The more you share it, the more you also gain from it. So when you now share, you now type shared in the comment section. So now we're talking about adaptability. What is adaptability? Because a lot of people don't like, so many young people, they love easy life. Everything must be easy. Their food must be there when they wake up, the car must be there, everything easy. Life does not work like that. So the capacity to adjust your thinking, your behavior, your strategies as circumstances change. For some of you who are watching from Nigeria, just 2 years ago, the naira to the dollar was like 400 official naira. Yes, you will spend like 600 today. Today is 1,600. If you cannot adapt to the changing economic conditions, situations, political situations, you are going to struggle. Because you see, you don't control those things. That's why you have to adapt. You don't control the person who sits on Aso Rock in Nigeria. You don't control who your president in Uganda is, or in Kenya. You don't even control the American elections, even though you vote. I'm telling you. But the only thing you can control is how you respond to these difficult conditions. Because if you cannot respond, if you cannot adjust, you are going to find it extremely difficult to survive adversity. So being flexible and being resourceful in the face of the unexpected. Energy costs, went up very, very high in Nigeria. It went really, and it's really bad. Some of you may have been, who are not in Nigeria, you probably have been seeing the news and seeing the videos of long fuel queues. And then you used to have forecasts. What are you doing with forecasts? All your children have left home. It's just you and your wife. What are you doing with forecasts? And then energy went up. So electricity, utility, went up by, I don't know the figure, but it's like where we used to pay 50,000 naira a month, it's now like 200, like 4 times, because they put us in band A. You see, and I was amazed, the way my wife has been able, which is that's another subject for another day, because sometimes in a family, what creates problem is that the man is trying to make things stable, but the woman doesn't show understanding. But my wife is amazing. The way she's been able to adapt and give instructions, discovered, okay, it's just both of us, the children have all left, and then she discovered how, okay, do we even at this point need the freezer and the fridge to be on? I was so thankful and amazed, because the 2 freezers don't have to be on. Then the ACs don't have to be on all the time. Then we repaired the fans so that we don't have to use the ACs, because the ACs consume too much power. And of course, when we bought the last AC, we had to make sure it was energy efficient one. That is adaptability. You have to adapt. You can't say, oh, I don't want my life and my lifestyle must continue the way you use. No problem, will touch it. Then you're going to collapse. That's what makes people go to steal or take bribes or do all kinds of things, because they cannot adapt. All right. So this is where we will end it today. We do this for those of you who are joining us for the first time. If you are joining us for the first time, please type in the comment section, first time. So let me get an idea about how many people have joined us first time. Type in the comment section, first time, and then let me know, how was this for you? Was this valuable? Type it in the comment section so that I can see that. So we do this every single day. Today is day number 31. We still have 969 days to do this. So mark your calendar every evening. Always check my Facebook page for the timing, because the regular timing is 8 p.m. But sometimes when I have things to do at 8 p.m., we do it earlier. It could be 5, it could be 6. So just make sure that you hit the notification bell, as it were, both in YouTube and then on Facebook, so that as soon as I go live, you will know. But ordinarily is 8 p.m. every day. So until this time tomorrow, as you keep watching my page to know when we are live, whatever happens to you, do not forget the 3 core mental strengths. Okay? Self-awareness, resilience, and adaptability. You need these things, especially young people. You mustn't have everything now, right now. You mustn't have it right now. That's not the way life works. That's not the way our fathers, grandparents, and all that lived. And they had very high quality lives, unlike what we are doing today. Okay, Ugochi, first time. Jean, first time. Excellent. Emitex, thank you. Thank you for joining us. So we do this every day. Fantastic, yeah. Noah Sule. Yeah, Mkura Marina, first time. Okay, for Abdurauf Rabiu, it's also your first time. Fantastic. So we do this every day. We do this every single evening, and I'm going to do it for 1,000 days. And then if you didn't join us on time, to understand why I do this every day, is because I asked myself, if I had only 1,000 days left to live, and I have to impart some valuable lessons to the world, what would it be? So we're talking about 3 things: financial independence, we're talking about scaling, entrepreneurship, scaling your businesses, and then we're talking about family. So all my posts, if you go through all my galleries, they are all about these three things. So those are the things I would like to focus on to speak to the world. And then if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can go there, okay? And then so you can watch all the backlog of what we have done in the past 30 days. And today is the 31st day. So if you had value today, so you can imagine what's already waiting for you. So you head over to YouTube, just type my name there. That's the name of my channel. And then subscribe and hit the bell button. And then you can start binging on the ones we've done in the previous days so that you do not miss anything at all. So I love you, and I'm rooting for you. Don't be discouraged because of the things going on in the world. It's all optical illusion. Things are going to be okay. The economy, even if it's not okay, if you're okay, you will be okay. All right? So even if the economy doesn't change, you can still succeed if you have the skills to succeed. I am succeeding. Thousands of people are succeeding in the same situation. And that's what I want to share with you. So I love you. Keep showing up regardless of what's going on around you, because you just never know what's coming your way next. And I'll see you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.